I'm still not over what happened at COTA, because the second Tyler Reddick held off Shane van Gisbergen late on a road course, I knew this fan base was about to explode. And that is exactly what happened. The checkered flag drops, Reddick makes history, and within minutes the entire conversation goes nuclear. Fans are throwing around cheating claims. People are screaming scandal. Social media is acting like NASCAR just got hit with another credibility crisis. And then everybody turns to Shane van Gisbergen, because if anybody was going to pour gasoline on this thing, it would be the guy who just got beaten in the one kind of race everybody expects him to own. That's why this moment felt so huge. It wasn't just the finish. It was the reaction to the finish. It was the idea that Tyler Reddick had just done something almost nobody thought was possible at COTA. And now the whole sport was waiting to hear whether SVG was about to unleash on him. And if you're a real NASCAR fan who loves this kind of raw reaction, this kind of heated breakdown, and this kind of drama when the sport gets turned upside down, hit like and subscribe right now. Seriously. We're building a new channel community here for real fans who don't just read the headline and move on. We feel these moments, we break them down, and after a finish like this, you already know the debate is going to be wild. Now let's set the stage, because this race had massive stakes before the green flag even waved. This was March 1, 2026, the Duramax Texas Grand Prix at Circuit of the Americas, NASCAR's first road course race of the Cup season. Tyler Reddick rolled in driving the number 45 Toyota for 23XI Racing, already carrying wins in the Daytona 500 and Atlanta. That meant he had a shot to become the first driver in NASCAR history to win the opening 3 races of a Cup season. Let that sink in. Nobody had ever done it. But standing directly in front of that history was Shane van Gisbergen in the number 97 Chevrolet for Trackhouse Racing, the man who had won 5 of the 6 road course Cup races in 2025 and came into COTA chasing a 6th straight road course victory. So this thing was loaded from the start. One driver chasing season opening history, another trying to protect his grip on road course supremacy. That matters. And the race itself had all the tension you could want. Ross Chastain grabbed stage 1. Ty Gibbs took stage 2. Ryan Blaney kept himself right in the middle of the fight. Christopher Bell stayed relevant. Michael McDowell quietly put together another strong road course day. Connor Zilisch had a chaotic afternoon with spins that kept him from turning his speed into something bigger. This was not a simple 2-car showdown from lap 1 to lap 95. This was a strategy race, a timing race, a road course chess match where every pit call, every restart, and every tire cycle mattered. And through all of that, Tyler Reddick kept looking like the guy in control. He won the pole. He led a race-high 58 laps. He stayed near the front all day. So when people act like this result came out of nowhere, no, it didn't. He earned this setup, but here's where the emotional side of the story really starts to build. No matter how good Reddick looked, the second Shane van Gisbergen got within striking distance late, the pressure changed completely. Because SVG has built that kind of reputation. If he is behind you on a road course in the closing laps, the assumption is that you are in trouble. Not maybe. Trouble. He doesn't make many mistakes. He attacks under braking. He knows how to force drivers into uncomfortable decisions. So once the key late caution came out after Ross Chastain lost a wheel, suddenly the entire race got compressed into one final fight. Lap 79 restart. Reddick out front. Blaney there. SVG restarting third. Then van Gisbergen charges through the S's, gets past Blaney, and locks onto the rear of the number 45. And right there, you could feel every NASCAR fan thinking the same thing. Here we go. This is the moment. For the next stretch, it felt like the race was balancing on a knife edge. SVG was there, he was pressuring, he was close enough to make every Reddick fan sweat. And I'll be honest, I thought one mistake was going to decide it. One missed corner, one weak launch, one overcooked braking zone. But Reddick never gave him that opening. Every time Shane started closing in, Tyler found another response. Every time it looked like the pass might be building, the number 45 kept it just out of reach. And that's the part that shocked people. Reddick didn't just survive the pressure. He managed it, he controlled it, he even started pulling away. By the time the checkered flag flew, the winning margin was 3.944 seconds. Let that sink in, because it felt way tighter in the moment than the final number makes it look. And that is exactly why the cheating claims exploded. Not because NASCAR announced some issue, not because there was official evidence, not because Shane van Gisbergen came out breathing fire. The claims exploded because fans could not process what they had just seen. When a driver with SVG's road course aura gets beaten straight up late at COTA, a lot of people immediately assume something had to be wrong. That's the real story. The disbelief became the scandal. The emotion became the accusation. And for a few hours, it really did feel like the internet had decided NASCAR was in trouble all over again. Now this is where it gets really interesting, because the title says SVG lashes out, the comments section say SVG's blasted Reddick, and the mood online made it sound like he was ready to bury the whole thing. But when Shane actually spoke, the story got flipped upside down. He did not accuse Tyler Reddick of cheating. He did not suggest something illegal happened. He did not hint that NASCAR missed something. In fact, he gave Reddick credit. He said Tyler's driving was immaculate. He said Tyler was amazing. He said his own team lacked a little bit of turn and a little bit of drive. He said they didn't quite have enough. And that changes everything, because instead of feeding the scandal, SVG basically stepped in and said, no, the guy beat me, and here's the thing. That matters even more than the sensational title. Because when the driver who just lost the race is the one calming the narrative down, that tells you how much of this was really driven by fan emotion, not by facts. Post-race inspection found no issues with Reddick's car. There was no official problem. There was no bombshell penalty waiting around the corner. So the real story becomes even sharper. Tyler Reddick went out there, held off the most feared road course driver in the series, became the first driver in NASCAR history to win the first 3 races of a Cup season, and then had to watch part of the fan base treat the whole thing like it couldn't possibly be real. That's the bigger NASCAR issue here. Trust. That's the real impact. Because this sport can put on a race with history, star power, strategy, pressure, a late restart, Michael Jordan celebrating on pit road, and a direct battle between 2 elite road racers, and still the fan conversation can get hijacked by suspicion in seconds. That should concern NASCAR. Not because this race proved something dirty happened, but because it proved how fast people are willing to believe that it did. And once that mindset takes over, every shocking finish becomes a conspiracy before it becomes a highlight. At the same time, we cannot ignore what this means competitively. Reddick didn't just win. He made a statement. He showed that 23SI racing is not just hot, it is terrifying right now. He left COTA with a 70-point lead over teammate Bubba Wallace with Chase Elliott 72 back. That is massive this early in the year. Billy Scott and that team called a strong race. The number 45 had speed, Reddick had composure, and most importantly, when the pressure hit its highest point, he did not overdrive trying to escape SVG. He stayed disciplined. That's championship behavior. And on the other side, SVG may have finished second, but he also reminded everybody why he still casts such a huge shadow over this garage. The fan reaction alone proves it. People are so used to him owning road courses that when somebody beats him in that environment, they struggle to believe what they saw. That's not weakness. That's respect. So I don't think this hurts Shane Van Gisbergen at all. If anything, it makes the rivalry better. Now Reddick knows he can beat him, and SVG knows exactly what he'll need to change the next time they go to war on a road course. That's the real payoff here. So now I want to hear from you, because this is the debate everybody's going to keep having after COTA. Did Shane Van Gisbergen's real comments shut down the cheating narrative and prove Tyler Reddick simply beat him fair and square? Or do you think the way fans reacted says NASCAR has a much bigger trust problem than people want to admit? Drop your take in the comments, and if you're a passionate NASCAR fan who wants more of these intense reactions, honest breakdowns, and big race debates, like this video, comment below, and subscribe right now, because this community is only getting louder from here.